Coming up in the news, it's decision day for members of the Bahamas Public Services Union. Also, the Ministry of Agriculture taking another big step towards the promotion of local food production. And the National Food Task Force in Grand Bahama receiving a major donation. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bahamas, I'm Shoshana Rowe-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, it is decision day for members of the Bahamas Public Services Union. Close to 4,000 public officers voting throughout the country. Here on Grand Bahama, 500 members were eligible to cast ballots at the Bahamas Union of Teachers Hall in Pioneers Loop. The polls closed just moments ago, and as our Jamila Mizik tells us, voters on Grand Bahama say several crucial issues were on their minds today.
An exciting day at the polls as the Bahamas Public Services Union held its 2020 elections on Tuesday morning. Union members showed up to the polls as early as 8 a.m. to cast their ballots. We spoke to a few voters who say there were several pressing issues driving them to vote, and they're sharing what they would like to see the new administration accomplish.
I hope to see that the new administration would bring togetherness back. There's so much separation throughout the public service. And so when there's separation, then the powers that be do their best to conquer and to destroy. The public service is 24,000 heavy. Okay, so that's many people as far as membership is concerned. And so once the public service gains its strength all over again and stand up with representation for the people and for its members, they'll be successful.
We don't want the same old, same old. We want young, vibrant, energetic, intelligent, okay, people to come and enjoy and work for us. We want workers' people. We want people who are going to work.
I'm voting for the best team, which did its best to bring the union out of depth in terms of almost $1 million, and that's very important for people to know. A lot of persons think that it's easy, but they ask where their money go. That's a part of where their money go, because if that money be retrieved and paid out, somebody had to pay it. The term that he have now, he was very intricate and trying to pay the bills off for the union. So this time he's going to see how best he can make sure bring the union up to standard and all the other things that they need to do, training, education, and everything. That's very important to this union.
Now 3 candidates are contesting the top post: incumbent Kimsley Ferguson of the Workers Team, Alexander Burrows Jr. of the Power Team, and Ivan Thompson of Team United. We spoke to candidates for the post of Area Vice President for the Northern Region, Latoya Cartwright of the Workers Team, Elizabeth Williams of Team United, and Martha Mackey of the Power Team, who all say they were confident heading to the polls. They're sharing what they hope to bring to the table if elected and what changes they hope to make.
My platform is pretty large in that a lot of members complaining about access to the union, about their security, about the union being in place system, about continuing education, union renegotiation and bargaining, or the recoalition and making sure that everyone feels the union present. That is one of my major concerns. And we have already made the initiative to make sure that happens after this election is complete. I'm pretty confident in that. I have worked in this union for years. I've been a shop steward for the past 10 years, serving at the Royal Memorial Hospital as a shop steward. So I would have made my valuable contributions, and I'm thinking my work will prove at the polls today.
I'm here as a candidate offering myself to bring some change, a great change inside the union. For one, we need persons who are on contract to be regularized. We need an industrial agreement which hasn't been signed for the past 3 years to be signed. We need to be more working conditions, promotion, assessment. We're talking about the assessment that you need to get promoted. We need to cancel that and put something else what is effective so persons could be promoted to the next level. I didn't choose myself to come to the election today. After workers talked to me and complaining about the conditions and the bad habits and things that the supervisors are doing, they put the energy in me to come and run for them so they could have a voice within the union to help them in their goals or whatever pressure that they're going through.
The power team, we're bringing change to the organization, change to the Bahamas Public Services Union. The union will be returned back to its members where it's supposed to be. We're going to revamp this union, catapult it to the next level, to the 21st century. First, we will start with the medical plan. No way should a member be taking their monies out of their pocket to pay medical. No. Medical plan is paid from the insurance company itself, which is the union. Then we bring it back. We're going to do a recruitment of membership, those who dropped out. We have some disgruntled persons who's discouraged with the union. We need to bring them back. We need to tell them there's light at the end of the tunnel. And we are ready. We are powered up and ready to serve.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Now, once again, the polls closed at 6 p.m. and we will bring those results once they become available. In other news, the Ministry of Agriculture taking another big step towards the promotion of local food production. 12 hydroponic systems were recently provided to residents on Grand Bahama, and those recipients receiving assembled in a workshop this weekend where they received first-hand experience installing the system from the ground up. Jay Philippe has more.
The Ministry of Agriculture encouraging farmers to grow crops for the local market. The ministry hosted a training session demonstrating how to install greenhouse structures and the hydroponic system. The workshop was held at the Berkshire Farm in Freeport Ridge Estate, and a number of local farmers attended. Glenn Kelly, a well-known farmer from Abaco with experience in installing greenhouse structures, conducted the workshop. The Abaco farmer says greenhouse farming offers many benefits that go beyond the benefits of conventional farming.
It's a tremendous water savings. It's a lot easier on your back. You're standing upright doing your farming as opposed to traditional, getting down in the soil. And also from a pest perspective, it's significantly better because you're not faced with a lot of the challenges from pest-borne diseases in the soils that you would be in a traditional farm.
Kelly says a greenhouse offers farmers a long growing season. He says it helps to enhance the growth of crops, giving the benefit of healthier, better producing products.
The quality of the produce that these farmers will get out of this system will be unmatched. I mean, you're talking minutes from harvesting to putting it on the table for their families, which you just can't do otherwise. We're talking 3 to 7 days, best case scenario, if you get it through a traditional supermarket on any of the islands, and that's best case scenario. So the quality of the food is tremendously improved. The variety, we know what we like to eat. Why shouldn't we grow what is Bahamian to us and have an abundance when we want it and how we want it?
Jerry Kelly, Agriculture Program Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture, noting that greenhouse structures are inexpensive to maintain. She says this particular workshop is tied into the National Agriculture Program that started in August, which is one of 3 programs that is a part of the Emergency Food Plan in response to COVID-19.
When you look at climate change and the impacts on the environment with the many droughts and the different rainfalls, the greenhouse structure itself is a protected agriculture, so you're able to continuously grow all year round. Despite the hurricane season, this particular system can be easily dismantled and set up again. So prior to, you could take it down, endure the storm, and then set it back up and continue growing.
Kelly says the overall objective for the ministry is to encourage farmers to produce enough products for food security first and foremost.
For each of the islands that are participating in this program, we will have various producer groups that will come together, produce certain food items to substitute the food bill and sell within the local community. So moving forward in the larger scheme, we want to increase our agri-businesses, our agri-entrepreneurs, and strengthen the agriculture industry.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Now, Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Michael Pintard, says the government believes food security is an essential issue and hopes that the Bahamas can reduce its reliance on food imports. He says that is why his ministry has been actively supporting local farmers with a number of initiatives, including the installation of the hydroponics systems.
Each time we import, we're taking the scarce resources we've earned in the past from tourism, from financial services, and other areas, and we're sending the money out of the country to purchase the very things that have serviced tourists in the past and that's servicing Bahamians. So we have to then determine what is the most efficient and effective way of doing that. We believe that systems such as aquaponics and hydroponics are very important. They allow you to use smaller amount of geographical space, yet you can get higher yields in terms of the fruits, vegetables that you are able to produce. And so our hydroponic program that's being ran by the Policy and Planning Division led by Jerry Kelly and of course the Department of Agriculture led by Charmaine Price are seeking to introduce a number of farmers to new technologies on how to grow fruits and vegetables.
Adds that these methods can be used for backyard farming and commercial farming, noting that the technology used for greenhouse farms is climate smart.
Some of which will be able to withstand the strongest hurricanes. In most cases, we will be able to move them from location to location in the event that there's a storm coming. We can elevate them so that it can avoid flooding in particular areas. And so there are many advantages. In addition, the hydroponic systems, particularly the ones that are housed in greenhouses, are often free of diseases and pests. And of course, you're not using herbicides or pesticides because you're using liquid nutrient as a means of growing the plants. And so we believe that this is the wave of the future. A new generation of young Bahamian farmers are going to enter agriculture as a result of the use of this technology versus open field agriculture.
Meantime, the food assistance program still going strong on Grand Bahama. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says so far some 6,500 vouchers were distributed to Grand Bahamians with the help of several distribution centers.
Those vouchers are going to a number of distribution centers, including Urban Renewal, Red Cross, Salvation Army, a number of the churches, also Dudley Said as well. And so we are pleased with being able to provide those vouchers. In total, we have provided 18,000 vouchers have been provided through this program. And so the Prime Minister has indicated that the program is going to continue. We are pleased of the ability to be able to provide these vouchers to the public. And as long as we are able to, and as long as the funding is there, then we will continue to do our best to provide for those vouchers.
Now, there is a new addition to the program which is being carried out in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture.
We are going to add those fishermen and fish houses to the voucher system as well. So for those persons who, the way that we do it now is we give vouchers and they are able to take those vouchers to the food stores. We are now going to include the local fish houses, so persons can take a voucher to the fish houses and they will be able then to take advantage of getting fish, getting local lobster, and getting local conch. And what that will do is it will assist not just the fish houses, but it will assist the fishermen, the local fishermen, who will be able to supply the fish houses, who then can take advantage of the voucher system.
Meanwhile, the National Food Task Force in Grand Bahama receiving a major donation from the MSC Foundation. Scores of pallets packed with food supplies were offloaded at the Freeport Harbor yesterday. The food supplies will be distributed to the various urban renewal centers throughout the island, and our Miko Knowles was there.
MSC Cruises and MSC Cargo has been a part of the Bahamian family for decades. To this end, the foundation feels a sense of responsibility and obligation to assist Bahamians during this time and are honored to be able to donate to the people of Grand Bahama. Deputy Director of Urban Renewal, Senator Jasmine Darius, says the food supplies will go a long way.
You have rice, you have meat, you have pastry items, butter, water, soft drinks, and so I believe that, a solid meal goes a long way, and the residents will be grateful for the donation. It shows the humanitarian efforts, not just from MSC, but for everybody that's been pouring in with the donations for this island in particular. We know that Grand Bahama has been going through a challenging time, and so, this really helps, and so we are happy to be a part.
Bahamians have faced significant challenges in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian, and now the added challenge of coping with the economic fallout as a result of the global COVID-19 crisis. Darius says they are grateful to the foundation and others who have come on board to assist in these challenging times.
So on behalf of the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, and of course my minister, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, we are thankful to MSC for the donation and the partnership in assisting the community at this time.
Now, Urban Renewal has been playing a role in the distribution of food supplies and distributing vouchers from the Food Task Force. For persons who are unable to make it to the centers, they have been going to their doorsteps. And for those of you who are unaware of where the centers are located, Darius gives the locations.
Beaconsfield Avenue, Marco City, Seahorse Village, Proway Drive, 8 Mile Rock, Rare, Praise the Lord, Lewis Yard, right opposite the Mermaid Hole, and of course Pine Ridge, Richardson Avenue. So anybody, if there's a need, they can visit a center, and definitely as long as supplies are there, they will be assisted.
Now, Senator Jasmine Darius says the distribution efforts is expected to be ongoing. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Now to news from police officers recovering 2 illegal firearms on Grand Bahama. In the first incident, officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit, acting on information, proceeded to Ponce de Leon Drive in the Freeport area and discovered in bushes a silver and black revolver with 5 rounds of ammunition. In the second incident, officers of the Predator Unit located a black .45 pistol with a magazine containing 8 rounds of ammunition through a dirt road in bushes in Holmes Rock, Section C. No arrests were made and investigations are continuing.
We declare that God will heal our Bahama land, according to 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. God, you said, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. We declare that we are your people. We are called by your name. We humble ourselves. We pray. We seek your face. We turn from our wicked ways. You hear us from heaven. You will forgive our sin. You will heal our land.
And when we come back, free school supplies, food, drinks, and fun. Hundreds of students on Grand Bahama benefiting from the big giveaway. That story and a whole lot more when we return.